All right, guys. So whether you're trying to become a contractor or you're currently operating as a contractor, unlicensed or licensed, you're going to need to be studying and reading and better understanding exactly what's going on in this complex industry. So what I've found to help on top of YouTube videos like this, of a lot of great guys out here that have gone before us, that have taken the time to make videos to help other guys trying to come up in the trades, come up as contractors. There's a couple books that I highly recommend you study, read. They're not requirements in order to obtain your licenses to operate as a contractor, but I highly recommend at the minimum you read through these, see exactly what is needed to be successful in this business. So one of my favorites, very important book, what this whole business is all about, Markup and Profit by Michael Stone. Now, Michael Stone has a YouTube channel and he has a lot of great content. This book is absolutely great. I go through it, every other year. He just covers the whole concept of this business. We're here to estimate a project, see what it's going to take to complete, fulfill that, and we should wind up with profit at the end of it. How much profit is going to be right for you is going to be depending on different circumstances and your needs, your desires, the quality you provide, what you think you're worth. It's extremely important to read Markup and Profit and figure out exactly what we're in the business to do. All right. So even while you're going to study to get your license, get this book as a little extracurricular reading, because it's going to get boring going through the building codes. Get yourself something to read on the side, so after you study a little bit of the code, you jump in there, because without understanding Markup and Profit, there's no reason to have a contractor's license and do anything in this industry. We're here to make money. Okay. Another phenomenal book by David Gerstel is Running a Successful Construction Company. Now, this book is a lot different than the other one. There's a chapter on Markup and Profit, but this book goes over all kinds of goodies: estimating, job costing, planning, how to hire guys, how to deal with supplies. This is a really great book. Highly recommend it. All kinds of little checklists in here, this and that. You need to get your mind operating in a way that is thinking like a contractor. Now, you might think, I don't like to read. If you don't like to read, this isn't the business for you, because it's so complex. You need to know so many things. And if you're not willing to read and study, you might want to get a job for somebody, because this isn't going to be the business for you. You're always going to have to be reading plans, breaking them down, reading through different materials, supplies that come out, this, that, product approvals, permitting, studying. You're gonna have to do your taxes, you're gonna have to do this, that. There's so much involved. You need to study and do extra reading if you want to be competitive in this market. Now, another very important book is Estimating in Building Construction by Frank Dagostino. Guys, estimating is the whole business. You might know how to put concrete down, but if you don't know how to estimate concrete profitably, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your family's time. You need to know how to estimate. There's multiple different models of estimating between, cost plus. There's, one price you could set for a project. There's all kinds of ways to do this, guys. You can do it. You could do it so many different ways, and this book breaks down all the different ways of doing that. Extremely, extremely important to know how to estimate projects. Whether you're painting, you're going to do it by square footage. You're going to do it by per man hour. Are you gonna do per man hour at cost, paint at cost, and then just add 20%? You're going to add 30%. What is necessary for you to be successful in this business? You need to read and learn these things. Now, if you think you're going to go and do all these on your own, you can. And in 20, 30 years, when you figure out, probably not even all this stuff, when you figure out a bunch of stuff, it's going to have cost you a lot of money, blood, sweat, and tears, and you're going to say, oh, I wish I would have listened to Anthony and just read through the books. Now, I'm not some super genius guru or anything. I read these books because I don't know, and I want to know. So if you are in a proud mindset thinking that you don't need to read, then you don't need to lead, because leaders are readers. You need to read. If you're leading a construction company, you're reading a crew of people, they're expecting you to know what you're talking about. You need to be studying. The contractor license is one aspect. You need to go above and beyond in order to be competitive, guys. If you're not going to read, you're not going to study, you're not going to be successful. So I highly recommend these 3 books. Good luck with everything. Keep studying for your tests, and I will talk to you on the next video.